welcome to today's vlog. We are on our way to where? St. Augustine. We'll see you there. So we made it to St. Augustine. What do you think of St. Augustine? Do you like it? Yeah? Here's the main street.
It's called a water snake.
And then it goes all the way to the end.
No, let's try to do this.
Alright, let's keep up, you guys. Come on.
That's creepy.
Nice shop. I got a nice coffee.
I got a water snake. Oh gosh.
So good. Now we're gonna head up with our group to go to the museum.
Train like soldiers, and we're going to be using replica muskets. They're not real guns. It's illegal for me to give children weapons, but we're going to treat them like they're real guns, all right, with a lot of respect. Then we're going to the forge of the blacksmith, and I'm going to heat up a piece of iron to 700 degrees hot. I would like for you to feel this iron before I heat it up and after I heat it up. If you survive the blacksmith's forge, we're going to climb a watchtower. The watchtower is 35 feet high. What do you mean? Watchtower. A watchtower.
No, what do you mean? So you're trying to make a
Oh, if you survive, you'll see.
I'm not gonna die. Chill out.
I did say we wouldn't shoot you, but you know. Sometimes branding happens now and again. You just never know. So the watchtower is 5 feet higher than the Castillo de San Marcos fort across the street. Have you been to the fort yet?
No.
We're going to see a very pretty view of it at a different time. The Castillo de San Marcos, it looks like a castle. A lot of people call it the castle. I also have with me something you can win from me.
Whoa.
See if I can-
I found something.
Candy. Do you think they had phones back then?
Coin.
A Spanish coin. Now the way you will get to win this is I'm going to ask one question about everything we're talking about today at the end of our time together. Whoever can answer my question correctly at first, we get to take this home with them. Sound good?
Yes.
Yes? Are you
Have you ever went to Wendy's and seen a fake tire?
And I have a nice thin piece of flat iron that I'm going to heat up. To get the fire going though, I'm going to pump oxygen into the forge using these bellows. This is a full-time job. Again, starts at 6 a.m. in the morning and 6 p.m. at night, 7 days a week. Who do you think gets that job?
Kids.
That's right. Kids do. Remember, you're not going to school, but you have a full-time job. And you're not getting paid for that. You're learning a trade so that you can have your own forge one day.
Oh,
7 days a week, 12 hours a day. So what type of iron do I have on the fire now?
Flat.
is round iron. And this is a J-hook made out of round iron. I love J-hooks. I can pound it into the wall. Now I can hang up a backpack, a student, a hat, and a student with a hat. You never know. They're very handy. What kind of iron is this?
Round iron.
Good job.
Round iron.
We also have square iron. This is similar to a pocket knife. It can do more than one thing. I can use it to dig like a pick. I can use it as a hammer. I can use it as a screwdriver. I can use it as a spike, a really big nail. I could use it to defend myself if I had to. What kind of iron is this?
Square iron.
Square iron. Excellent job. Now, not everything we make is a tool. We can do fun things too.
Whoa.
See how quickly that heated up? That is how hot this fire is. How long do I have to work with it?
40 seconds. 40 minutes.
40 seconds. 40 seconds. It's nice and soft. I'm able to bend it out. I'm going to scrape it out with a 3-pound mallet. I'm trying to get off all the little flints of iron on here so they don't fly up and hit me anywhere on my body. I don't like it when it happens.
What happened to you?
I have hurt myself back here before, yes. You learn very quickly not to do that. For instance, this is how I burnt myself. This is when it's the most dangerous. You can't tell by looking at it that it's hot. It's called black heat. This is beeswax, which we use to coat the iron. And watch what happens when I touch this wax to this iron. So if you're not paying attention and you grab the wrong end, not realizing that it's hot, then you're going to melt your hand like you're melting this wax. Now luckily, I had a very quick reaction. What happened is somebody heated up a piece of iron and they pulled it out of the fire instead of setting it aside. So I didn't know it was hot. I went and I picked it up, but it wasn't wicked hot like it is right now. But it was hot enough to give me just a little bit of a burn. And trust me, I do not do that anymore. I know it's smoked down there in the smoke. Water in the boat. What do we keep in there instead, do you think? Animals, our livestock, our horses, our chickens, our cows. Yeah, that's what we keep in there. So we really don't like it. Excuse me. Water in the boat was really pretty.
Wait, she knows that you skips. Oh yeah, guys. One person per step. No, nobody.
Jay, what'd you end up getting?
What?
Let me see. What is it?
A mood ring. And then a mood necklace.
Ah, pretty cool.
It was very unfair to deliver. Very effective.
Not in the office class.
All right, close your eyes, and I'm going to count to 3.
Oh.
Okay, everybody close. Look well. Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Open.
Excuse me, please.
There's a sign in my eye.
Hi, good afternoon, guys. I'm asking everybody, put your magnets in your pocket. There you go. All the stuff that's in my grip, just put it away from me. Welcome to the schoolhouse, also known as...
No.
You'll be all right. You'll look between
Totally.
the us. There we go, guys. Okay, give the professor your attention, okay?
Well, good to see you. Welcome to the old school and to the mid-1800s. I say that because this is how the nation's oldest wooden schoolhouse looked at that time, and our clothing is of that period.
We was dressed this way in 1931 by graduates of the class of 1864 during the class reunion.
That's right, Johnny. They also decorated this little school the way they remembered it when they were here. As a matter of fact, on the back wall, there are some photographs of the class taken at that reunion and the class roll. The school itself was built sometime before 1763.
During the first Spanish period.
Very good, Johnny. The school is built of cypress and cedar with handmade nails and wooden pegs.
What is that? Tell them what it is.
This is the fort, right? The fort. Oh, you can see the cannons right now. You can see the cannons. Okay, did that used to be a moat?
It used to be a moat.
I know things now.
Make sure your points are spirits.
Yeah. It's hard to keep it still. We're almost at the moat, or where the moat used to be. I think you should hold it, Mom.
I think I should.
I'm bad. It was probably like shaking a bunch.
Okay, we're here at the Castillo de San Marcos. This is the fort in St. Augustine. Right on the water.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Miss Angie. I'm going to be your tour guide.
My hip pocket, but it's there. Sewn together.
Over the moat. This town begins to be attacked. Attacked by pirates, attacked by the British. They built the fort. The first fort they had was made out of wood. And it didn't last long enough. So they built the second fort. And do you know what the second fort was made out of? Coquina. Everybody say that together. Coquina. Coquina, very good. Coquina. So if I start getting
Sarah, take your time, girlfriend.
I'm trying to go slow so you don't know if this thing will break.
What thing? This thing?
Yes. It's been here for 1,000 years.
You will be the decisive factor.
Should be cautious.
We should be cautious. Mami, yo estaba. Tengo que salir. Ellos que esperen.
Come on in, guys. Everybody find a place to have a seat. Oh, don't climb around on these beds and don't lay on them, all right? All right. So, come on in. You guys can have a seat on the beds. Don't climb around. Don't lay on them, all right? All right, so we've been talking about the Spanish. The Spanish are the ones that settled this area of Florida. They are the ones that built this fort. So this room and the room next door to us are what we call the Spanish guard rooms. Okay, these are the rooms for the Spanish soldiers that come and hang out when they weren't working. Now, a few things you got to know about the Spanish. For one thing, the soldiers did not live here inside this fort. They had homes and families in St. Augustine. So they would come here to work at the fort for 2 or 3 days at a time, and they would go home for 2 or 3 days at a time. Kind of like a fireman does it today. So there were probably about 300, maybe 350 Spanish soldiers in St. Augustine, but they did not come to work on the same days. Okay, they would rotate shifts and schedules. So in any normal day, as long as there's not an attack, you've got probably about 25 or 30 Spanish soldiers here at the fort doing their Spanish soldier duties. Yes, that's their duties. All right, so while they're here, they are at work. They do get paid to be soldiers. They didn't always get paid when they were supposed to get paid, but it's a job. So while they're here, they should be working and not sleeping, right? But they have to work for 2 or 3 days at a time. And you can't go for 2 or 3 days without any sleep. You're not going to be very good at your job. So they have these wonderful, comfortable, most luxurious. Joking, I was joking. They're not comfortable. They're not designed for comfort, obviously. It's really just a place for Spanish soldiers to come and have a nap time. Next door, this is where they did all their cooking, which when it's cool outside, sounds like a lovely idea to have a fire. We were doing a lot, no, but this is where they did all their cooking. All right, now we'll talk about the classroom. Classroom on the outside is mostly one away. The classroom on the inside is pretty well packed. This room is broken away in the back here. You can see the cocaine underneath things before it's made out of cocaine covered in plastic. Found out
This building had a different name in the 1800s. The U.S. Army didn't call this Castillo de San Marcos. They called it Fort Marion. They named it after a Revolutionary War team. Marion was the name for those who don't know.
I will send you this. Thank you.
Fort Marion was the name of the place.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to show you guys these two rooms. These are the most important rooms inside the fort. These are the original
As I
back.
close out my presentation, I will tell you.
Hang on.
Flushed out into incubator. This controlled odors and disease from the fort. The shrine top was made of 2 wooden covers and equipped with iron handles. This facilitated
is back in the corner back here. Now the powder magazine is the room where the Spanish used to keep all their barrels and barrels and barrels of gunpowder. Now when we get back there, you guys will notice that the door to the powder magazine is very small. It is so small, in fact, that you have to crawl through it to get to the powder magazine. Now the Spanish built it that way on purpose, not because they were that short, but because they wanted to keep moisture away from the gunpowder. Because if your gunpowder gets moisture wet, it's not going to burn. And that really is the only reason to have gunpowder so it burns. All right? It was a really good idea, but they put the powder magazine on the water side of the fort. 20 to 30 feet on the other side of this wall is the bay and the inlet, and beyond that is the ocean. Now remember, coquina can get moisture trapped in it. And on this wall, which is the same east wall, if you look down at the corner, there's some really good mold growing. So moisture is making its way through this coquina wall and into the powder magazine with the gunpowder. And because the door was so small, it was trapped in there, and it ruined it. The one thing the Spanish were trying to keep from happening is exactly what happened. So only 2 years after this fort was built, they moved the powder magazine. Other side of the fort, on the other side of the west side, there's a gray door with a little lock on it. That's when they moved the powder magazine. That's where we still have the powder magazine today. Cannot go in that one because we still have gunpowder in the powder magazine. Now, right in front of the powder magazine, you'll see a dead-end hallway. That dead-end hallway used to be a ramp that went upstairs to the gun deck, so they had easy access to come and get their gunpowder, and then they would have cannonballs stacked out in this other room. They could get their cannonballs if they needed them. And once they decided to move the powder magazine, they closed up the ramp for safety's sake. All right, so let's go back here.
Here we go. Go.
I'm just a neck and a head. That's all I am.
There was no one left.
No running, Sebastian.
Oh, it feels so nice up here.
It is a really good wall.
Taken as battle. On the left-hand side, there's the old city gate. That's going to be y'all's final destination. Right next to that, there's a Huguenot cemetery or a yellow fever cemetery. I'll talk about that in a minute. But this little sphere here on the left-hand side looks like a little Death Star. Now that's my marker zero of the old Spanish Trail. That was the old trading route that went from here all the way down to San Diego, California. But on my right-hand side, this is the Warden Castle. Now this was constructed by Mr. William Ward, who was business partners with Henry Flagler and John D. Rockefeller, a Standard Oil. He built this as a winter home for himself and his 14 children. 13 of those children were girls. Now bathrooms were something of a luxury back then. There was only one. 13 girls, one bathroom. I do not believe that little boy saw the inside of that bathroom ever. But Marjorie Keenan Rowland, she was the Pulitzer Prize winner of the yearly. She came on through here, purchased this property, turned it into a home and a hotel. Believe it or not, Robert Ripley came on through here, stayed here at the property, tried to purchase the property, but she said, no, this is my home and you're weird, go away. Well, 1 year after Mr. Robert Ripley passed away, his estate was able to acquire this property. This is now Ripley's, believe it or not, the first permanent auditorium of some of Mr. Robert Ripley's fantastic collection. They've got a real Iron Maiden in there, a lock of Jan K's hair. They've got a huge landscape carved out of jade. They even have a furry trout. Now on the right-hand side, there's a hedgerow. With his head peeking up over the top of that, that's the most accurate reproduction of Michelangelo's David found anywhere in the world. Just like the original, he is carved out of Carrara marble. Also like the original, he seems to be in his birthday suit. Now, the city had him a little bit closer to this here roadway, but he kept causing all kinds of accidents, so they moved him back behind there, give him a little bit of privacy. I've never been back there, but I always see ladies coming around with big old smiles on their face. We are now in the Abbott tract, y'all. Now, Lucy Abbott, she was a construction engineer back in Mr. Henry Flagler's day. She built their homes. This green one on my right-hand side, the blue one across the street, and right through this parking lot, you're going to see a lavender one. Now, these are all called gingerbread or Abbott homes. Take a look at some of these, take some pictures, give you some ideas for them gingerbread houses coming around the corner. Now, she built about 150 of these homes in this area. But back in those days, y'all, she had thought that if a lady was to see her handle money, that she would go blind or hysterical. So how is she going to get all that business done? Her brother helped out. See, he was the face of the operation, signed all the contracts, but she took home the dough. On the right-hand side, there's a 208-foot tall stainless steel car. Don Pedro Menendez de Aviles and Father Francis Lopez.
came ashore and celebrated the first Catholic Mass in the United States and settled St. Augustine. Now that cross was given to us by the Archdiocese on the 400th anniversary. For those of you keeping track, we are 452 years old. Now this is called the Mission of Nombre de Dios, the mission in the name of God. It's considered to be the first true Catholic mission in the New World. There's a museum inside that has Don Pedro Menendez de Aviles' exterior casket. Now over across the way there, you're going to see a big old cemetery. Now that's called the Sacred Acre. Some of those tombstones go back about 450 years. Wonderful for doing a little bit of genealogical work. The old senator. Now it's said that his root system is 5 times larger than his canopy. What that means is he is currently drinking down water from that fabled fountain of youth. May explain as to why he's so old. But take a look at the very center of that tree, y'all. There's a palm tree growing up out of the middle of it. Now we have a legend here in St. Augustine. When two trees grow as one, they become a forever tree. If you kiss your loved one under the branches of a forever tree, you'll be together forever. I've tested this theory. I'm on my 3rd girlfriend. Now they also call him the old senator because he's crooked and shady. Now you might see some brown stuff hanging from these trees over here. That's Spanish moss. That's neither Spanish nor is it moss. It's actually an air plant that's related to the pineapple. Now Henry Ford tried to stuff his Model T seat cushions with that Spanish moss, but he didn't know about a little red bug called the chigga. Now those of you that live here in the South are probably familiar with that little bug. See, it bites and burrows, causing a nasty, painful rash. We're pretty sure that it's the cause of the first automotive recall in the United States. But get those cameras ready, point them down the left-hand side, because this is one of the top 10 most beautiful streets in the United States, and you're not going to get a better view in all of St. Augustine. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Magnolia. Now, you're not going to find any magnolia trees down here on Magnolia Street. That was because back in the early 1900s, we had a real nasty freeze that came on through here and killed them all off. When we planted these here live oaks, with those gnarled limbs, they grabbed onto that sea breeze and created this natural canopy. On the right-hand side, this wall is made of tabby or tapia. That's poor man coquina. Now, I know y'all know what coquina is. It just came from the forest. But instead of being made by nature, this is made by man. That's made by mixing together sand, lime, oyster shells, and water. Now that's defensive, y'all. You try to climb that, you're going to get cut by one of those razor-sharp oyster shells. That cut's going to lead to an infection. An infection is going to lead to sepsis. And if you go septic, well, you're going to be a permanent feature on the St. Augustine Ghost and Gravestone tour if you catch my drift. But we are now entering the 4,000-year-old Timucua village of Siloy, also known as the Fountain of Youth. This is a 14-acre archaeological park. Archaeological digs are going on at this time. Now, they do live weapon demonstrations here, including cannons, muskets, and archery. There's a blacksmith demonstration. But if you're like me, you're going to try some of that delicious mineral water. I've been drinking it for the past 260 years, but I don't look a day over 33. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a private charter. There'll be another Charlie behind me shortly. Thank you for your patience. Now, on the right-hand side, there's a statue of Don Pedro Menendez de Aviles. He was the founder of St. Augustine. Now, he came here back, like I said, September 8, 1565. St. Augustine has gone through 5 major periods, 5 major flag grabbers. You got the first Spanish period, then you got the British period, then you got the second Spanish period, then you got the United States territory period, which would eventually become statehood, then it would eventually be a part of the Confederacy, and now you have, of course, statehood in the United States once again. Now I'm about to take us all past the old shell. This was the St. John. It was the old shell of 1800, it was 1953. They carried out 8 executions here. Now, the old jail was really not a fun place to be in if you were a prisoner. See, the conditions were real bad. There was no indoor plumbing. Instead of a toilet like y'all have today, you had a bucket. Now, the cells were designed for 4 people. They would cram as many in as long as they could close the doors. like I said, it wasn't a real fun place to be. Now you got a bath once a month, and every prisoner had to use the same water. So if you're the first person, good job, you got nice and clean. If you were the 75th person, you might as well just go roll home. Now here it is on my right hand side. It's good we only got a couple of incidents. When Matthew came up through rock just like a hurricane. But then you also have the old Storm Museum experience. That's like stepping back in time to 1908. And inside there, you're going to find all kinds of fun machines that date back to a 1908 Sears and Roebuck catalog. Even a goat-powered washing machine. Of course, if y'all misbehaved, guess whose job it was to wash the clothes that day? Those same striations, those lines, that's poured concrete. Henry Flagler befriended Franklin Smith and used his construction technique on all of his hotels because he didn't want anything to happen to him. He opened up this hotel on New Year's Day, 1889. San Marco burned down in 1889. I'm not pointing any fingers, but I don't think Mr. Flagler enjoyed competition. But over here on my right-hand side, it's going to be on my left-hand side after I make this turn. This is the Alcazar Hotel, Henry Flagler's second grand hotel. Now, that was so that he could keep those rich and fantastic guests of his coming back season after season. St. Augustine didn't have much to do at night in the old days, so he built this hotel, put inside some ballrooms, a gymnasium, as well as ballrooms, Russian and Turkish spas and baths, and the world's largest indoor swimming pool of its day. How many of y'all like swimming? Absolutely, they loved it back then too. But here's the really neat thing. The roof over the swimming pool opened up. That's right, you got to swim under the stars. But not just that. The third floor of that pool area was the ballroom. You got to dance around while people swam below, all underneath the light of the moon and the stars. Now take a look off as I make this corner on the left-hand side, that round piece sticking out there. That is that deep end of that swimming pool. First floor was the pool. Second floor had orchestra pits, providing a continuous loop of music for 12 hours straight. And then that upper floor was the ballroom.
Alright guys. Okay guys, so that ends our vlog today of St. Augustine. I am very... Say hi to the vlog. Hi! Say hi to the vlog, you guys. A good group of kids. You have fun?
Yeah.
Good. Alright guys, we'll see you in our next video. Bye.